The Waiting Light. It was a cold autumn evening when Evan and his wife Nora arrived at the old countryside house. They had been married for only 3 months, and this was their first long trip together. Life in the city had been loud and busy, and they wanted quiet, space, and time to know each other better. The house belonged to Evan's late grandmother. It stood far away from the town, surrounded by tall trees and empty fields. The road leading to it was narrow and broken. Dry leaves covered the ground, and the wind made soft, sad sounds as it moved through the trees. When they stopped the car, Nora looked at the house carefully. It was big and tall, with white walls that had turned gray with age. The windows were long and narrow, like eyes watching the road. The roof was old, and the wooden door looked heavy and dark. "Are you sure this place is safe?" Nora asked quietly. Evan smiled and took her hand. "It's just old," he said. "My grandmother loved this house. She always said it was full of memories." Nora nodded, but her heart felt uneasy. There was something about the house that made her feel small and watched. Inside, the air was cold and smelled of old wood and dust. Their footsteps echoed loudly as they walked through the hallway. The furniture was covered with white sheets. A large staircase curved up to the second floor, disappearing into shadows. Evan's Uncle Henry, who lived nearby, arrived soon after. He brought a small lamp and showed them around. "This house has been here for more than 100 years, Henry said. "Many people lived here. Some were happy, some were not." Nora looked at him. "What do you mean?" she asked. Henry laughed softly. "Oh, nothing serious. Just old stories. People like to talk." But when he left, Nora felt even more nervous. That night, after dinner, Evan and Nora went to bed. The wind grew stronger outside, and the trees scratched softly against the windows. Nora tried to sleep, but she felt strange. The room felt heavy, as if something invisible was sitting with them. In the middle of the night, she woke up suddenly. Someone was whispering, "Nora." Her eyes opened wide. She sat up slowly. "Nora." The voice was soft and sad, like a cry hidden inside a breath. Evan was sleeping beside her. She touched his arm, but he did not wake. "Nora." Her heart started beating fast. "Who's there?" she whispered. No answer. The room was silent again. She lay back down, but sleep did not return. The next morning, Evan asked if she slept well. Nora forced a smile. "Yes," she lied. She didn't want to scare him. She told herself it was just a dream. But later that day, Evan went to explore the house alone. Nora stayed in the living room, reading an old book she found on a shelf. Upstairs, Evan found a small, locked room at the end of the hallway. The door was old, but unlocked. When he opened it, a cold wind touched his face. Inside was a small bedroom. A single chair stood near the window. The curtains moved even though the window was closed. On the wall hung a faded painting of a woman holding a lamp. Her eyes looked alive. Evan felt uncomfortable. He closed the door and went back downstairs. That evening, Nora told Evan the truth. "I heard a voice last night," she said quietly. Evan looked surprised. "A voice?" "Yes," she said. "It called my name." Evan wanted to laugh, but he saw fear in her eyes. That night, they heard it together. "Nora! Evan!" The voice came from upstairs. The air grew cold, the lights flickered. Without speaking, they followed the sound to the locked room. The door opened slowly on its own. Inside stood a woman dressed in old clothes. She held a lamp in her hand. Her face was pale and her eyes full of sorrow. "I am waiting," the woman whispered. Nora felt tears in her eyes. "Waiting for what?" she asked. "For him," the woman said. Suddenly, the lamp went out. They ran downstairs, their hearts pounding. The next day, they asked Uncle Henry about the woman. His face became serious. "There is a story," he said slowly. "A woman named Eliza lived here long ago. Her husband went to war and never returned. She waited every night with a lamp in the window." Nora felt chills. "She died here," Henry continued. "People say her spirit never left." Nora knew they couldn't leave like this. "She's still waiting," Nora said. "She needs help." They searched the house and found an old box hidden under the stairs. Inside was a letter. It was from Eliza's husband. He had died far away, but he had written one last letter. It was never sent. That night they returned to the room. Nora held the letter and spoke softly. "Eliza, he loved you. He never forgot you." The woman appeared again. She read the letter with shaking hands. A tear fell. The lamp glowed bright. "I can rest now," Eliza whispered. Slowly she faded away. The room felt warm again. The house felt lighter. The shadows disappeared. The next morning, sunlight filled the rooms. Birds sang outside. The house was quiet, peaceful. Before leaving, Nora placed the lamp near the window. "For remembering," she whispered. As they drove away, Nora looked back. The house no longer felt lonely. It felt free.